Today I want to focus on the top 10 AI stocks that I believe exist. These will be picks and shovels plays, pure AI plays. I think although we've seen a massive boom in the last 18 to 24 months, there's still so much potential there. AI is creeping its way into our everyday lives, but that is going to continue to expand over the next 3 to 5 years and beyond. Okay, so let's dive in and take a look at my top 10 AI related holdings. There's some large caps, mid caps, and small caps in here, so do watch the whole way through, as near the end, the bigger risk reward plays are there. So, look, thanks again. First one is obvious, and it's where your portfolio should be most heavily weighted, the highest market cap. So, Nvidia encompasses all aspects of AI. So it's looking at the four major pillars that Jensen Huang talked about at the NVIDIA GTC conference, right? Why I like NVIDIA is because it's valued at the minute at 175, but analysts are giving it as a short-term target of $230. That hasn't even baked in the 500 billion backlog that they're seeing for the next 5 quarters, I think it is. And it also isn't taking account of the H200s to China, which could be potentially 10 billion more per year at a minimum. So if you add all them in and you have a 230 as the lowest kind of guidance figure, you're talking up towards that $300 mark potentially in 2026. So that's going to give you a what? That could give you potential 50-60% return, which would be absolutely amazing in a year. Next up, we have Celestica. Celestica are a Canadian-based company. They're basically in the manufacturing of electronics. One thing that jumps out for them is that they do help manufacture Google's TPUs. At the minute, it's valued around $300. It's around analyst expectations, but it has been exploding. It keeps beating its guidance every quarter. It continues to expand, and it's in all the key areas. It's in AI. It's in, just let me look at the screen here. It's looking at aerospace, it's looking at hyperscaler hardware, and it also has some industrial customers as well. So all those kind of in-demand areas. Another one we talk about a lot is Navius AI. Navius AI's core business is building the infrastructure, those AI data warehouses to help. They create GPU clusters to help training. AI, as it continues to expand, needs a certain environment to be able to expand its knowledge set, to keep training, keep learning, and Navius is trying to help build the AI infrastructure for that. It's also got a few really valuable subsidiaries in ClickHouse and Avride, which when fed into its market cap means its core business, I think, is heavily undervalued. Some analysts are giving it a $200 target, and right now it's only sitting at 85. So I think once the AI market makes a comeback probably in the next couple of weeks, Navius is one to keep on your list. Another one that jumps out is InnoData. It's an AI services company. It's been around for 35 years. It also does data engineering. It's used by these large companies to build AI curated training models, something similar to Navius in the training aspect of it, but it's more also looking at big data analytics. And again, it's one of those ones that's got a small market cap. I think it's sitting in the 50s at the minute, and it's got analyst expectations of around 80 to 100 on a kind of low term basis. All financials looking really, really good. I think this is a high risk, high reward, small beta AI play. So nVent is a company that's in the electrical industry, but it's indirectly benefiting from the capex spend on these data warehouses. So they've now made AI a niche of their business, and they're in hot demand to do things the right way. And a lot of these companies like your Meta, your Googles, your Naviuses that are built in these warehouses need nVent, and they're the top boys out there. So I think it's another picks and shovels type play. It's a kind of boomerang shot, but it should be one you should look into. Brilliant. Company's been around for years, and brilliant continued growth and explosive growth in the last year or two of their AI business. The next two up are nuclear energy plays. Cameco, which mines pure uranium, which can be used in those SMR small modular reactors. So I wanted a pure uranium play. That's directly leads into nuclear energy, which is going to make its way to AI. So Cameco is the number 2, I think, in all uranium, and the number 1 independent uranium miner. So definitely do check that out, because I think uranium is due to explode in price also next year due to supply demand issues. and Cameco can gain off that as well. Uranium is also used in electric cars, etc. BWXT do a lot of stuff again. They're in the nuclear energy sector. And why I like them is that they're building these SMRs, or helping build them, small modular reactors, because power, is going to be a constraint moving forward. A lot of these companies, even Jensen Huang talked about it the other day, are going to have to move towards nuclear energy. And these SMRs are so small and stable that they can power these independent data warehouses. So they do a lot of other things as well, and they do a lot of work with the governments, etc. So they have their own traditional, backdrop as well to support their business. Profitability's booming, revenues booming, etc. So do take a look there. So Western Digital focus on hardware storage. It was a company with its traditional roots, and many people thought that might go out of business. But with the increased expansion of AI training, AI storage needs, companies like Western Digital and Seagate Technologies have exploded. They've both just been listed on the NASDAQ 100. I do think these will continue to grow. They're in line with analyst expectations at the minute. Chart looks very strong and bullish. Profitability should continue up, which means share price should follow. So do, as I said, keep deep diving on each of these. I'm only giving you a small, quick intro to them. And if you have any questions on any of them, let me know. I've got one or two more to go through here, so do stay with me. So Vertief is another kind of picks and shovels play. It had a great expansion, or it's pulled back recently on the Broadcom drop off as well. They look into kind of thermal management of these data warehouses and potentially for AI warehouses moving forward. Give cooling racks, etc. So everything is at the right temperature and you can optimize the efficiency of the GPUs. So I think it's a must-have with the continued expansion of AI in any AI related portfolio. So the last one we're going to look at today is Arista Network. So these are a provider for high speed Ethernet switches, which again are crucial for these new AI data warehouses that are being built. So this is all to do with internet connectivity. It's a key component again, just like everything is. All components in a car, all of them matter individually to make that big final motor. So again, this is just another kind of pivot area of AI that feeds into the finished product, but very, very important, and Arista are ahead of everyone else in the game and are being used by a lot of the big players. So look, that's an overview of my top, 10 maybe they're AI, small, medium, large caps that I think have potential in the future based on valuations. I've done all the background work in these, looked at their DCF valuations, looked at their revenue, their net profits, their critical ratios, their debt to equity, etc. But also looking at the business themselves, how they're doing, the customers they're bringing on, and where they're at in the kind of product life cycle. And I think if you held all these, within the next 1 to 5 years, you will have very handsome rewards. So thanks for listening, guys. Any questions on that or any thoughts and feelings, please drop them below. This was a quick tour of some AI, plays. And as I said, do your own research, dive in, pick one that you're interested in, deep dive, and look at the charts and decide yourself whether you want to bet or not. Best of luck, folks.